Hey, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. A little abbreviated coverage today with the president on and all, but we got to hear from the man himself. He just got acquitted. He's finally free to be president for at least a little while. Dow's doing fine today, up about 80 points after a couple of really overheated days. Good news there. Bitcoin well above 9,500. Also good news there. And good news right here. As those of you at home know, I am the Chief Digital Officer for InvestView. I am a shareholder in InvestView as well. And one of our divisions is focused on educating and empowering people to earn passive income to bridge the retirement gap. And those of you at home who watch all the time, you know I'm talking about the retirement gap. And my good friend joins me right now. He's also a large shareholder in InvestView. He's the CEO and founder of Wealth Colony. Joe Hagan joins us today. And Joe, thanks for joining us on a Liquid Lunch. I have been running this Apex commercial to try to point people in the direction of learning more on ways that they can diversify themselves. You and I both believe in the InvestView model where they're educating and empowering people worldwide to earn passive income. But you have been educating me of late on this retirement gap and how most people don't understand. What are you guys doing at Wealth Colony?
So, first of all, the retirement gap is real. The average American has unwittingly become an economic slave to a social condition which told them when they started the journey that get your 401k or your pension, put your 20 years in at your company, and you're going to ride off into the sunset in retirement happy. And things have changed. The reality is that you have people living longer, a lot longer, and we're not in a 16% interest rate environment. So what ultimately happens as a result is what I call 1923. According to ACLI, when you retire, if you're an average American, you're going to have 19 months of income, yet 23 years to live. So that's a problem.
So Joe, today's Ronald Reagan's birthday. So a lot of the Gipper, and a lot of the folks in our audience, their era was when Ronald Reagan was president and America was great. And 10,000 people are turning 65 every day. A quarter of them are going to live to 90, and a tenth of them are going to live to 95, and they only have 2 years worth of wealth. What are you guys doing at Wealth Colony to try to diversify people's IRAs for them?
Right. What we want to do is eradicate their mindset that they've been set in stone for years and let them know that there are things they can do besides just working longer. It's a real fear about outliving your money. And so what we do is educate individuals. We give them access to a product that can help as a solution and ultimately empower them to take control of their own financial future. This one particular product that InvestView has put together is what we've been working on specifically over the last year and a half. I myself put my own IRA and my friends and partners into it first to make sure that in the pre-launch phase that it worked. And what I can tell you is that InvestView has developed a world-class management team. They've put together world-class partners and a world-class product that is the most compelling that I've seen in 30 years, where they begin by protecting the principal, okay, and then start getting passive income to the point where when you're done with the product, you're looking at 20 to 30% returns every year for the next 5 years.
So, Joe, this is a qualified investment. This is a qualified product. It's an equipment lease. It goes in your IRA. You're fine with that. You can help people also to do a self-directed IRA if they wish. And this product, the Apex product, I have been running a commercial every day. Every single day we run a commercial for the last couple of weeks about the Apex product and telling people how they can learn more about getting involved in the data economy. And the response has been great. People are emailing me all the time saying, hey, I want to know more in this. And for those of you at home who do want to know more about how to diversify your qualified investments and maybe even examine the possibility of using this Apex product in your portfolio, you go to apex at liquidlunchtv.com, send them an email. Let him know that you heard it on Liquid Lunch. Put your phone number in there so I can have. As a son, he probably has some concerns about what's facing his mom right now.
Well, I appreciate the work that you're doing, Joe, and I appreciate the work John's done in terms of educating people about the retirement gap. One question that I get not only from Mother Moreno, but a lot of soon-to-be retirees and current retirees, is when is the best time to take your Social Security? Should you take it earlier, or should you wait and then get the full payout later? What should people do?
I guess it all depends on the individual. I'm not a specific financial advisor, but what I think they should do is look at their money and look for an alternative solution to make sure they don't outlive their retirement. One of them, if you just take $150,000 and it's sitting in a traditional IRA and it's in a diversified portfolio, if you take the average 6% a year that it's been making, that $150,000 in 5 years will be worth $200,000. As far as the Apex program in a self-directed IRA, once of course you have the comfort level and you're comfortable that you know all the facts and you know all the risks, you make the decisions, that $150,000 in 5 years will be worth $375,000, which means you made $175,000 more in those 5 years, which means she just had her money live another 2.5 years longer than it otherwise would have. So those are some of the decisions, but I wouldn't give specific advice. Just educate your mom and make sure she makes her own decision with the help of a financial planner.
So, as I've mentioned many times on Liquid Lunch, I am not a financial advisor. I do not play one on TV. In fact, I host a show called Liquid Lunch, which entails me every so often having one of these. So don't take any financial advice from me. This is a solicitation. But I try to let my audience know about these dirty little facts, what happens in the sausage factory. And your advisor, okay, he makes an annual percentage rate for stuff that he puts in your money management accounts. He makes transactional commissions on what's in your brokerage account. So there's a beneficial interest to your advisor and your broker to keep more money in your brokerage account and keep flipping it around for commissions, because they can make a lot more money that way. And Joe, at Wealth Colony, you guys, you're not financial advisors.
Right.
You are experts in self-directed IRAs and giving people some help and guidance and education, which is InvestView does. Yes. People can get a hold of you by going to Apex. They can also go to Wealth Colony. Joe and I know each other for 20 years. This is a guy who's got his finger on the pulse of something that's really good for our audience. Those retired folks, and 10,000 of you are turning 65 every single day. You might want to reach out to Joe. You can reach out to me also at apex@liquidlunchtv.com. And not for us, not for yourself. If you're educated and aware, that's the best tools you can have. Diversify your IRA and bridge that retirement gap any way you can. Thank you, Joe Hagan. Thank you for joining us for another Liquid Lunch. Tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel from Atlantic City.